Mothers, watch closely. This is the truth about human trafficking hiding behind the promise of easy riches.
What if one message on WhatsApp could destroy everything you thought you knew about friendship? Maya sat alone in her tiny Lagos apartment, the kind of place where the ceiling fan made more noise than breeze. Her fingers slid slowly over her phone screen, scrolling through old photos that now felt like evidence from another life. There she was, standing in front of the Burj Khalifa. Oversized designer sunglasses, Dubai Mall shopping bags hanging from her wrist like trophies. Smile bright, confidence loud, life soft. Now, she was back in Nigeria. Same country, different woman, shadows under her eyes, silence behind her smile. Sleep was something she used to know. It had all started with a single message. She opened her WhatsApp group, My Girls, and typed, Girls, I'm taking you all to Dubai for my birthday. All expenses paid. Just get your passports ready. Sarah, Chioma, Blessing. Her childhood crew. Girls who knew her when her biggest dream was leaving the streets and getting a decent job. Girls who used to borrow each other's slippers and share one plate of food. The replies came fast. Sarah, I can't believe this is real. Chioma, Maya, you're the best friend ever. Blessing didn't text. She called, her voice already shaking. I've been praying for a breakthrough, she sobbed. Maya, you don't know what this means. Maya wiped a tear with her thumb and smiled at the screen. Dubai had changed her life. 2 years working as a sales executive, and everything was different. She had a sleek apartment in Dubai Marina, a decent car, a closet that actually looks like Instagram. She wanted her girls to taste that life too. But there was more. Her boss, Mr. Hassan, had given her an opportunity. He could help her friends get jobs in Dubai, good salaries, company accommodation, visa sponsored. They just had to come, meet him, do some interviews. Maya imagined it. 4 of them living in Dubai, snapping pictures on yachts, posting from grass to grace with glitter emojis. She had already bought the tickets, booked a luxury apartment in Dubai Marina for 1 week, planned desert safaris, shopping, restaurants, nights out. And she had signed some papers. Contracts she didn't fully read. Documents Mr. Hassan pushed in front of her. Standard employment forms, he had said. She believed him, or forced herself to. As she stared at her phone, reading her friends' excited messages, a small voice whispered in the back of her mind. Something is wrong. She swallowed it. She was being a blessing. She was changing their lives. Everything would be fine. It had to be. In Lagos, the countdown to Dubai felt like a dream they were all scared to wake up from. Sarah's tiny room became headquarters. Bed turned to clothes rack. Floor covered in printouts of Dubai landmarks, scribbled notes, and makeup scattered like confetti. I'm going to ride a camel, Blessing said, shoving her phone in their faces. A desert safari video played a group of tourists laughing in slow motion as the sun burned gold behind them. Chioma pointed at a picture of the Burj Khalifa. I'm going straight up there, 124th floor. I need the whole world beneath my feet for once. Sarah leaned back on her thin mattress. I just want to breathe in a place that has 24/7 light and no Okada almost killing me every morning. They laughed until their stomachs hurt. For a moment, Lagos didn't feel so heavy. But not everyone was laughing. Mine. Sarah's mother called her into the sitting room one evening. My daughter, she said, tying her wrapper tighter. Be careful in that Dubai. I've heard stories. Girls go there and come back, changed, or don't come back at all. Sarah sat beside her. Mama, we're going to stay with Maya. You've seen her life now. Her mother just built a new house from the money she sent. Her mother sighed. Still, if anything feels wrong, you call me. Don't let greed or pressure blind you. This life has no duplicate. I promise, Mama. Mine. Chioma's father saw opportunity. Take plenty pictures of goods, he said, pressing folded notes into her palm. Check the markets. Maybe we can start importing. This trip might be the beginning of something big for us. I won't disappoint you, Chioma promised. Mind. Blessing's problem was not her parents. It was Tunde. So Dubai now, he said, jaw tight. What's wrong with Takwa Bay? Is it not beach? This is not about beach. Blessing almost shouted. This is about seeing the world, about opportunity. He shook his head. I don't trust that your friend Maya. People don't just become rich overnight. There's always something they are not saying. You're jealous. I'm scared, he corrected. I'm scared of losing you. She softened a bit. It's just 1 week. I'll come back, you'll see. Promise me, he said quietly. Promise me you'll come back. She smiled and kissed his forehead. I promise. Days to the trip, Maya's messages flooded their phones. Pack nice clothes. We're taking mad pictures. Don't bring too much load, oh, just what you need. Also, my boss wants to meet you girls. He might have job openings. No pressure. It's just a chat. Jobs? Sarah whispered. Girls, do you understand what this could mean? We could leave Lagos, Chioma said slowly. For good. Blessing frowned. But what kind of job, are we sure? Maya is there, Sarah replied. She wouldn't set us up for anything bad. It's just a meeting. We can always say no. They didn't know that sometimes just a meeting is the first step into a trap. The bags were packed, the outfits planned, the selfies already imagined. None of them pictured fear. None of them pictured silence. None of them pictured their families staring at dead phone screens days from now, begging them to pick up. The Emirates flight kissed the runway at 3 a.m. From the airplane window, Dubai sparkled like somebody spilled stars on the ground and forgot to pick them up. Highways glowed. Towers stood like glass needles piercing the sky. Oh my God, Chioma breathed. It's like a movie. Dubai International Airport slapped them with cold AC and expensive shine. Everything gleamed. The floors, the duty-free shelves, even the travelers looked filtered, pressed, packaged. Then they saw her, Maya. She stood at the arrivals gate like she owned the place. Glowing skin, perfect makeup, body-hugging dress, small designer bag that probably cost more than their combined luggage. They crashed into each other, screaming, hugging, laughing too loud in a place where everyone else was calm. You girls look so fresh, Maya said, stepping back to admire them. They looked like Lagos. She looked like Dubai. A Fars, the black SUV waiting outside felt like another world. The driver, a quiet Pakistani man, spoke only in short replies, eyes on the road as the city glided past. Skyscrapers flashed by, neon lights, billboards, mosques with tall minarets cutting the skyline. Is that the Burj Khalifa? Blessing asked, pointing at a tall building. Maya laughed. My dear, that one is just a normal building. Wait till you see Burj Khalifa. They pulled up to a glass tower in Dubai Marina. The lobby smelled like expensive perfume and polished marble. The apartment upstairs stole their breath. Floor-to-ceiling windows, marina view, soft white sofas, a kitchen that looked like TV. We're staying here, Chioma whispered. For the whole week, Maya smiled. Welcome to the good life. They didn't sleep immediately. They screamed. They spun around. They took pictures in every corner. They posted stories. Dubai, we outside. From Lagos, hustle, to Dubai life. Likes came in. Comments too. God, when? Send location. You don't blow. Finally, around 6 a.m., they crashed. Maya stayed awake. She watched her friends sleeping on the expensive bedding like children, tired from too much excitement. Her chest felt tight. Her phone buzzed. Are your friends here? Bring them to the office tomorrow by 6 p.m. Don't be late. Maya swallowed hard. Yes, sir. We'll be there. She looked at Sarah, at Blessing, at Chioma. I'm helping them, she whispered to herself, but her hands would not stop shaking. Morning came wrapped in sunlight and denial. Maya took them to a traditional Emirati breakfast spot. Warm bread, honey, cheese, eggs they couldn't pronounce. They ate like they were collecting memories. then Dubai Mall. This mall has over 1,200 stores, Maya said. Blessing almost choked. 1,200 in one place. They walked till their legs ached. They watched sharks swim in glass walls at the aquarium. They stepped onto the observation deck of Burj Khalifa and looked down at a city that looked like it was built from money and audacity. God is really great, Sarah whispered, eyes watery. Look at this life. Everything felt like answered prayers, except Maya. Maya kept checking the time. By 4 p.m. she finally said, "We have to go. We need to get ready for the meeting." Instant mood drop. Chioma made a face. Do we really need to go today? Can't we just enjoy our vacation first? It's just 1 hour, Maya insisted. And trust me, you'll want to hear what Mr. Hassan has to say. This could change everything. Back at the apartment, she was strict, dressed nice, not too sexy, not too casual, business-ish. And please, let me talk first. I know how things work here. Sarah noticed her hands shaking when she adjusted her earrings. Are you sure you're okay? I'm fine, Maya said too quickly. I want this to go well. They left Marina's Shine and drove to Dera. Dubai changed there. The roads were still clean, but the glamour faded. Older buildings, crowded streets, workers everywhere, Africans, Asians, people tired from holding up a city that didn't belong to them. This doesn't look like Instagram Dubai, Blessing murmured. Inesida, not everywhere is Marina, Maya replied softly. This is where the real Dubai lives. They climbed to the 3rd floor of an office building. A sign on the door read, El Fahim Business Services. Inside, a smiling receptionist welcomed Maya by name and sent them in. Mr. Hassan was not what they expected. No gold chain, no loud voice, just a middle-aged man in a clean shirt, soft voice, gentle smile, the kind of man your mother would trust. Welcome, welcome, he said. You must be the famous friends. Maya has told me good things. They sat. He offered tea. He asked about their flight, their families, their lives in Nigeria. They relaxed. Then he started talking about opportunities. Dubai needs workers, he said. Good workers. You are young, educated, presentable. I can place you in hotels, restaurants, retail. Salaries from 3,000 dirhams. Very good money compared to Nigeria, yes? 3 heads nodded. And accommodation, Sarah asked. Provided by the company, he replied. Food allowance. Transport. You just work hard and follow the rules. After 2 years, you can renew, move up, or return home with savings. It sounded perfect. Any catches? Blessing asked. Mr. Hassan smiled. Not catches, just conditions. Your employer keeps your passport for the duration of the contract. That's standard here. And you must complete the 2-year contract. If you break it, you pay penalties. Why would they hold our passports? Sarah asked slowly. For administrative reasons. To prevent job hopping. To protect the company's investment. The room's energy shifted. He handed them folders, contracts, job descriptions, legal language that made their heads spin. You don't have to decide now, he said smoothly, but I must know before the end of the week. Good positions don't wait. On the drive back, nobody was laughing. I don't like that passport part, Chioma said. It sounds like prison. It's normal here, Maya insisted weakly. My employer held mine for a while too. It's just how things work. But you have yours now, right? Sarah asked. Maya hesitated for a second too long. Yes. Eventually, she said. The lie sat in the back seat with them all the way home. The next morning was not Instagram worthy. Maya left early, saying she had work stuff to handle. The 3 friends sat at the dining table. Contract folders opened like autopsy reports. Listen to this, Sarah said, finger tracing a line. Employee agrees to reside in company accommodation and may not leave said accommodation without proper authorization. She looked up. What kind of job stops you from leaving your own house? Chioma flipped pages. See this one. The employer reserves the right to reassign duties and locations as necessary. That means they can move you anywhere, anyhow. Blessing wasn't reading. She was scrolling on her phone. Girls, she said, voice low. I'm seeing stories here. Nigerian girls who came to Dubai for jobs and ended up in bad situations. What kind of situations? Sarah asked. Passports seized. Salaries not paid. Forced work. Some of them used words like slavery and trafficking. The word hung in the air like smoke. Not Maya, Chioma said quickly. She wouldn't bring us into that. We grew up together. Blessing didn't answer. Sarah called her mother. Mama, have you heard anything specific about girls going to Dubai to work? Her mother went quiet on the other end. Do you remember Mrs. Adeyemi's daughter? She finally asked. She left for Dubai 2 years ago to work in a hotel. For the last 1 year, they haven't heard from her. No call, no message. Her line is dead. Sarah's heart dropped. What happened? No one knows. The embassy said there are many cases like that. Girls who vanish. Please, Sarah, if anything doesn't feel right, come home. I don't care how much money they offer you. Come home. When she ended the call, her hands were shaking. They decided to confront Maya. But Maya didn't come back alone. Naji was nice. In the afternoon, the door opened and Maya walked in with a smiling Nigerian woman in heels and a sharp dress. Girls, meet Jennifer, Maya announced. She works with Mr. Hassan's company. She's been here 3 years. I thought she could answer your questions. Jennifer talked like a motivational speaker. She told them about her job in customer relations, about her shared accommodation, about sending money home, about the freedom Dubai had given her. It's hard work, yes, she said. But is it better than Nigeria? 100 times. Is it true they hold your passport? Blessing asked. Yes, Jennifer replied easily. But it's normal. They keep it safe. If you need it, you request it. They only do it so people don't run away from their contracts. And this authorization to leave accommodation? Sarah pressed. Jennifer waved it off. Legal grammar. You can move around. Nobody is locking you inside. Her answers sounded neat. Too neat. After she left, Maya turned to them, relief in her eyes. You see, I told you it's fine. Maya, Sarah said quietly, can I ask you something? And I need you to be honest. Of course. Where is your passport? Right now. Maya's lips parted. Her eyes flickered to her room, then away. My employer has it, she admitted. But like Jennifer said, I can request it. When last did you request it? Chioma asked gently. Maya's silence was the answer. Blessing stood. You're scared, Maya, and you're lying. Both can't hide at the same time. Maya's voice rose with panic. You think I'd bring you here to harm you? You think I'm a monster? I'm trying to help you escape Nigeria by pushing us into something you haven't even escaped from, Sarah said softly. Maya stormed out, slamming her bedroom door. That night, nobody slept well. Sarah texted her mother, Mama, I think something is wrong. Chioma stared at old photos of her family until her vision blurred. Blessing replayed all of Tunde's warnings and tasted regret. In her room, Maya sat on the floor, hugging her knees. Her phone buzzed. Mr. Hassan, have they signed the contracts yet? We need an answer by tomorrow. Her throat tightened. Still working on it, she typed. His reply came immediately. You know what happens if you don't deliver? Remember your own contract, Maya. Remember what you owe me. Her whole body shook. Maya deleted the chat. Then she cried like the city outside wasn't glittering at all. Morning came with no appetite. They gathered in the living room. Nobody touched the food. The air was heavy, like the moment before a storm. Maya, Sarah said calmly, we need to talk. Properly. No shouting. No pretending. If you've ever loved us, this is the time to prove it. Maya stared at her plate. Maya, look at me, Sarah said. Slowly, she lifted her eyes. We're not stupid, Chioma added gently. We see fear. We see guilt. Something is wrong. Tell us. I already told you, Maya began. No. Blessing cut in. You told us the Instagram version. We want the gutter version, the real one. Silence stretched. Then something inside Maya just broke. Tears spilled over. Her shoulders shook. When I came to Dubai, she began, voice raw. The job Mr. Hassan promised me didn't exist. They listened, frozen. I landed at this same airport, smiled the same way you did, posted, Dubai baby, like you did. Then they took me to a club. A club, Sarah repeated. A nightclub in Dera, Maya whispered. They told me that's where I'd be working, serving drinks, entertaining men. I said no. They laughed. They said I owed them. Owed them what? Chioma's voice was barely a sound. My tickets, my visa, my accommodation. They said everything was a loan, and if I didn't work, I had to pay them back immediately. They took my passport. They told me if I tried to run, police would arrest me as an illegal worker. Blessing's hand flew to her mouth. For 6 months, Maya continued, I worked in that club. Every night, 16-hour shifts, drunk men touching me, managers threatening me. I was not a human being. I was an investment. No one spoke. I couldn't go to the police, Maya said. I had no passport, no legal papers, no money. I couldn't go to the embassy without proof. I was trapped. She wiped her nose with the back of her hand. Then one day, Mr. Hassan came with a solution. He said he could pull me out of the club, get me a real job, give me a better place to stay, let me keep part of my salary. But I had to do something in return. Sarah already knew. Her voice still came out in a whisper. He told you to bring other girls. Maya nodded, shame burning her face. He said 3 girls. She choked out. 3 Nigerian girls, educated, presentable, trusting. If they signed contracts under his company, my own debt would be cleared, my passport returned, my freedom restored. We are the 3, Blessing said, staring at her. I told myself it wasn't like my own case, Maya rushed to explain. I told myself maybe he had changed. Maybe he had legit jobs now. I forced myself to believe I was helping you, that God was using me to bless you. I lied to myself so I could sleep at night. But you suspected, Chioma said softly. You knew there was a chance we could suffer like you suffered. Maya broke down. I did, she sobbed. And I still brought you. I am the worst kind of friend. Sarah moved closer. You're desperate, she said, eyes wet. Desperation makes people do evil things they never imagined. But now we know the truth, and now we choose. Blessing's voice was firm. I choose to leave. Today, I'm not staying one more night in this trap. We can't just walk away, Maya said weakly. Mr. Hassan is expecting your answer tonight. If I tell him no, he won't just shrug and let it go. He will punish me, and maybe you too. What can he do? Blessing challenged. He has connections in immigration, Maya whispered. Police? Club owners? Agents? He once showed me recordings of girls who tried to run. They were caught at the airport, detained. Some were sent back to the same clubs. Others just disappeared. Chioma's stomach twisted. So what do we do? She asked. We can't sign, but we can't stay. We go to the Nigerian embassy, Sarah said quietly. We haven't signed anything. We still have our passports. That's our advantage. We move first, before he does. Maya shook her head. He has people watching. The driver downstairs, he reports everything. If we head to the airport or embassy in his car, forget it. Then we don't use him, Sarah replied. We move like we're going to the pool. Or to buy snacks downstairs. We use the service exit. We blend in. We get to the metro. From there, we disappear into the city. Do you really think this will work? Chioma asked. Sarah looked at all of them. I think nobody is coming to save us, she said. So we save ourselves. The decision was made. Fear didn't leave. It just started walking beside them. They packed like people planning to survive, not impress. No suitcases, no fancy outfits, no gifts. Just passports hidden under bras, phones charged, cash quietly folded into waistbands, light jackets, sneakers, Maya moved like a ghost, sniffing, wiping tears with the back of her wrist. You should leave me, she whispered. I'm the one he owns. He's not going to chase you as hard as he'll chase me. Sarah turned and grabbed her shoulders. You brought us into hell, she said, voice shaking. You don't get to stay behind and burn alone. We leave together or we don't leave at all. Maya broke down again. Chioma found black aprons and hairnets in a kitchen drawer. Housekeeping uniforms, she said. We saw staff wearing these yesterday. Sarah nodded. Perfect. If anyone sees us in the service corridor, we're just cleaners. They moved out of the apartment into the staff hallway with its peeling paint and cleaning carts. No mirrors here. No chandelier. No marble. Just fluorescent lights humming over their pounding hearts. They walked like they had work to do, like they belonged there. At the metal door leading outside, Sarah paused and listened. Quiet. She opened it a crack. A narrow alley. Concrete walls. Delivery crates. A distant hum of city life. Let's go, she whispered. They stepped out. 1 step. 2 steps. 3. Maya. The voice was calm. Familiar. They froze. The driver stood at the end of the alleyway, hands in his pockets, eyes unreadable, like he had been waiting. Where are you going? He asked. No one answered. You're not supposed to leave, he added. Blessing's heart hammered. Chioma's legs felt like jelly. Maya could barely stand upright. Sarah moved in front of them, palms damp but jaw clenched. We're going out, she said. We don't need a car. The driver watched them for a long moment. Then his phone started ringing. He pulled it out, looked at the screen. His expression changed. He answered. Yes, sir. He listened. No one breathed. His frown deepened. His eyes flicked back to the girls. Yes, I see them, he said. Another pause. Then slowly, his face shifted from calm to something else. Shock, worry, fear. He swallowed. Understood, he said quietly, and ended the call. What did he say? Sarah asked. The driver stepped aside. Go, he said, voice lower now. Quickly. They stared at him, confused. Why would you help us? Chioma asked, suspicion fighting with hope. The driver hesitated. Because that call, he said. Mr. Hassan didn't ask me to bring you back. He said he has already reported your passports as stolen. Blessing blinked. Stolen? Yes. From now, if any police or immigration officer checks your names, it will show passport theft. They can arrest you on the spot. If they catch you, you won't leave this country. Sarah felt the ground tilt. So we can't go to the airport, she breathed. You can't go anywhere official, he replied. No airport, no bus stations, no big hotels. They'll be looking. Sirens wailed in the distance, thin at first, then louder. The driver jerked his head toward the open street. Go, now, before they get close. For a second, nobody moved. Then Sarah grabbed Maya's hand. Run, she screamed. They burst out of the alley into the waking streets of Dubai, 4 Nigerian women in aprons and fear, running from a city that suddenly felt like a trap with glass walls. They weren't tourists anymore. They weren't visitors. They were wanted. And somewhere between the marina and the embassy, between glittering towers and narrow back streets, their friendship, their loyalty, and their survival would all be tested in ways none of them were ready for. The escape had begun. The real nightmare was just stepping out of the shadows. They ran without knowing where their feet were taking them. Dubai's morning sun hit them sharply, turning every glass tower into a mirror reflecting their fear back at them. The streets were waking up, workers rushing for buses, taxis honking, cleaners sweeping, sidewalks that were already clean. To everyone else, life was normal. To them, it was a battlefield. We need the metro, Sarah gasped. If we get on the red line, we can disappear in the crowd. They sprinted across the road, dodging a fast-moving taxi. Careful, Chioma screamed. They reached the metro station entrance, a silver structure curving into the ground like the mouth of a futuristic cave. Wait, Blessing said suddenly, grabbing Sarah's arm. Instagram, Snapchat, stories, pictures. Her stomach dropped. Our faces are everywhere, she whispered. Everyone back home saw we're in Dubai. Anyone here could easily recognize us. What if Hassan sent our pictures to security? Maya closed her eyes in pain. He probably did. He has people everywhere. Sarah clenched her jaw. We don't stop. Keep moving. They ran down the escalator. The station was crowded. Office workers, tourists, cleaners, students, thousands of strangers, thousands of eyes. And somewhere among them, maybe a pair watching for 4 Nigerian girls. Buy tickets, Sarah whispered. Chioma tapped the screen, but the machine beeped red. Payment failed. She tried again. Red again. What's wrong? Blessing asked. Chioma froze. I think our cards are blocked. Try cash, Sarah said. They fed in dirhams. Red again. The metro worker nearby watched them curiously, then suspiciously. They know, Maya whispered. He blocked our cards. He reported our names. The system knows us. The worker moved toward them. Ladies, problem? Sarah panicked. We have to go. They turned sharply and ran back up the escalator. A man in uniform shouted something behind them. They've seen us, Chioma cried. They burst into the street and blended with a group of workers heading toward buses. We need another plan, Blessing said, voice shaking. We need to hide first, Sarah replied. Somewhere crowded but unnoticed. Maya suddenly gasped. I know a place. They all turned to her. The old souk, she said. Traders, tourists, noise, nobody will question us there. And Hassan? Sarah asked. He doesn't operate there, Maya said. His connections are in Deira and Marina. Old souk is chaotic. Too many people, too many eyes. It will buy us time. They exchanged looks. It wasn't safe. But nowhere was safe now. Lead the way, Sarah said. They disappeared into the crowd. The old souk hit them like another world, colors, chaos, voices in 100 languages. Gold, spices, perfume, silk. People bargaining loudly, shopkeepers calling out, tourists taking pictures. Here, everyone was visible, and nobody was seen. They ducked into a narrow alley between shops, gasping for air. This place, Chioma whispered. It feels like Lagos. For once, that's a good thing, Sarah said. Blessing suddenly grabbed Maya. Why didn't you bring us here before? Why didn't you run here when you were trapped? Maya looked down. Because I didn't know it existed then. Mr. Hassan controlled everywhere I went. Sarah scanned the crowd. Okay, the embassy is still the goal, but we need disguises. Maya nodded slowly. I can get us abayas, full black ones. Nobody will see our faces. They entered a small shop. The old Arab shopkeeper barely looked up. Maya spoke quickly in Arabic words she had learned the hard way. Minutes later, they walked out, covered head to toe in black. Even their faces were veiled. Now the embassy, Sarah breathed. They moved like shadows through the marketplace, sticking close, trying not to draw attention. But fear has a way of summoning danger. As they reached the taxi stand, a man stepped into their path. Black shirt, big build, Nigerian. Their blood turned to ice. Maya, he said flatly. Long time. Maya froze like her bones turned to stone. The man smirked. Mr. Hassan wants to see you. All of you. Blessing whispered. Oh my God. The man reached for Maya's arm. Sarah moved first. She shoved Maya backward, yelling, Run! The man grabbed at Chioma, but Blessing threw her handbag at his face, and they all bolted toward the crowd. Stop running, the man roared. You can't hide. They dashed into the marketplace, knocking over displays, shouts erupting behind them. This way, Sarah screamed. They veered left, then right, then into another alley. But the man was fast. Too fast. He grabbed Blessing's veil and yanked her backward. She screamed, falling hard. Blessing, Chioma cried. The man leaned down, grabbing Blessing by her arm. You're not going anywhere. Then everything happened at once. Blessing reached for the nearest thing on the ground, a heavy brass perfume bottle from a vendor's stall, and swung. The bottle smashed into the man's head. He dropped, not groaning, not moving, silent, blood pooling beneath him. Oh my God, Blessing whispered. Oh my God, I didn't mean... You didn't have a choice, Sarah said sharply. Now move. But Maya wasn't moving. She was staring at the man, then at the blood, then at them. Her voice was barely a whisper. We're finished. Once they find his body, we're finished. We're already finished if we stay here, Sarah said. We go to the embassy, right now. They ran again through alleys, through the noise, through the smoke of kebab stands. Finally, the embassy's green-white-green flag came into view. They staggered toward the gate, sweaty, breathless, terrified. A guard stepped forward. Yes, how can I help you? We need asylum, Sarah said. We are Nigerians. We are in danger. The guard studied their faces. Then his radio crackled. A voice said, 4 Nigerian females reported missing in Dubai, suspected passport theft, one involved in a violent assault. High alert. The guard's eyes widened as he looked at them. Is it you? Sarah's voice cracked. Please help us. Then sirens echoed down the street. Police cars, immigration vans, closing in. The guard looked at them one more time and slowly shook his head. I'm sorry, he whispered. No, Chioma gasped. No, please. But the embassy gates didn't open. The gates remained closed. The sirens grew louder, and the girls realized no one was coming to save them. They had seconds left. Seconds before everything ended. Sarah grabbed her friend's hands. Look at me, all of you. Tears ran down her face, but her voice was steady. If anything happens today, know that I love you. You're my sisters. You always have been. Chioma sobbed. We were supposed to take pictures. We were supposed to live well. Blessing shook violently. I don't want to die. I don't want to disappear. Maya fell to her knees. I did this. I brought us here. I killed us. No, Sarah said, pulling her up. Hassan did this. The world did this. The system did this. Not you. Police cars screeched to a stop. Officers jumped out. Guns raised. Voices shouting in Arabic. Stop. Hands up. On the ground. The girls backed into the embassy gate. Pressed against it. Cornered. Maya whispered. We should have never come. Sarah whispered back. We never had a chance. An officer approached cautiously. Another spoke into a radio. Others circled around. Blessing cried. Please, we just want to go home. But nobody listened. The embassy guard looked away. The officers moved in. And the girls finally understood the truth. Some cities are built on gold. Some on sand. Some on silence. Dubai was built on all three. 18. 3 weeks later, news traveled through Lagos like harmattan wind. 4 girls went to Dubai. Only one body was returned. The others? Missing, untraceable, forgotten. Families wept. Rumors spread. WhatsApp stories turned into warnings. Nobody spoke about contracts. Nobody spoke about clubs. Nobody spoke about men like Mr. Hassan. Dubai moved on. The world moved on. Only mothers kept crying. Only lovers kept checking their phones for messages that would never come. Only God knew what happened in those final moments. And Dubai. Dubai stayed silent. Always silent. This story teaches that not every opportunity wrapped in luxury is a blessing. Sometimes, danger wears designer clothes and speaks softly. It reminds us that blind trust can be deadly. Not all friends have pure intentions even when they think they do. Desperation can push good people into dangerous choices. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Always investigate opportunities abroad before traveling. Your safety is worth more than any promise of a better life. Ultimately, this story shows that freedom is priceless, and once lost, it's almost impossible to buy back. If this story touched you, share it to save someone's life. People are still falling into these traps every day. Speak up against human trafficking. Warn young women to always verify foreign job offers. Don't let desperation push you into danger. If you see something suspicious, report it. Protect yourself by staying informed, staying alert, and staying safe. Your awareness could be the reason someone comes back home alive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful stories that educate, inspire, and protect. Your engagement could be the reason someone else stays alive.